Hello guys, thank you for joining me. Um, this is my official YouTube channel and it is Party Bridge. You can also join me on some other socials that I got myself on. But here on YouTube, I give you access to covers. I give you guitar lessons. This is going to be the very first one though, and I hope you're going to enjoy it. There's so many stuff coming your way. There are a whole lot of stuff that I'm preparing for you guys. So just sit back, relax, and then enjoy them as they come by your way. Today I will start off with a beginner way of looking at guitar. There are so many guys out there who really wants to play guitar, but it's so difficult. Some feel it's so stressful. Some feel like this thing is so frustrating that I just want to throw this away. If you have ever felt that way before, if you think that I'm sounding like what you have experienced, then this video is definitely for you. I'm going to break things down. I'm going to go really slow, so if you don't understand anything, if you have question, do well to leave it on the comment section and I'll surely attend to it. I'll not do much of theory. I'll just take things pretty easy so that you'll be able to understand, you'll be able to get what I'm doing, what I'm saying. Thank you for joining me once again. Let's dive into it. So if you want to play guitar, you need one of these. You need a guitar. It's just like someone who wants to go to a school, who wants to go and acquire knowledge. You need books, right? You need bag, you need pens and things like that. Same way, if you want to play guitar, you need a guitar. Okay, and then another thing is, which comes handy later, is you need a pick, a guitar pick, and then you need a cable. They come in different sizes and different shapes. It depends on you what you want, but I prefer this stainless one. So that is just it. You need a cable, you need a guitar, and you need a pick. And with the pick, it's just something that you can strum with, so you don't damage the hell out of your fingernails. And then with the cable, you just clip it in between the frets, so you can be able to adjust the key that best suits your voice when you want to sing or when you want to play in any other key, or solo or things like that. But it's just something you use to differentiate keys. So there's a lot of things to learn when it comes to guitar, but just like I said, we are going to keep things really basic, really simple, so you don't get too confusing and it doesn't get too complicated. At some point I thought of learning the whole note, mastering the whole shapes on the guitar, but it became it's like a traffic jam that just came together, and I'm like, wait, what am I doing? And then I took things really slow. So that is something you also need to check out. If you're playing or if you're learning, don't get too hard on yourself. Really get things so slow, really practice, and these things will just come by later. And to start things off, we have here a guitar, and then we have 6 strings on a guitar. This is an acoustic guitar. Guitars, they have electric, they have bass. Bass normally comes with 4, and then there are so many, but the one I'm playing here is acoustic, Fender. Yeah, you can see it, Fender. And then they have a lot, Yamaha, Gibson and co, but I like Fender. And On the C string, each of them has names. So the first one, which is a high E, is the thinnest string on the guitar, the high E. And then right after that, you have the fifth, which is the second to the thinnest, and that is the bass string. So you can feel it, the bass string. And then right after that, you have the fourth, which is, what does that sound like? G, right? So you have a G string, and that is the fourth. And then we have the third, and that is a D. We have, that is the second, right? And what does it sound like? An A. So that is an A string. And we have the low E, which is the sixth one, and that is the low E. So you can see that this and this share the same names when it comes to the notes, but they have different tones, you know, different sounds. Yeah, and that is just it. That is guitar for you. There are so many things to learn guitar as you go on, but just for now, just know those things, that you have 6 strings on a guitar, and then all of them has names which goes by. Sometimes I like to, when I was getting into guitar, I got a name for it, and then I used it to master it, and that was Eddie Eats Dog. That is EAD, Goodbye Eddie, GBE. So with that, I've covered the whole 6 strings, that is the names. So you can also try that, maybe it might help. Without talking too much, we just dive into this. In guitar, we have something we call chord shapes, and these chord shapes are what every guitarist, every song that you've come across, I believe, always has, with my experience. And then when they have these chords, it's easy for you to transpose, it's easy for you to change chords depending on the keys that you find yourself. Don't even worry about that for now. Just know that chords are very important, they are very essential in guitar playing. And in chords, we have so many. You know a lot of alphabets, but this is not all about alphabets, but we are going to be using the basic ones when it comes to guitar. You come across shapes like A, that is chord shape A. You have shapes like B, you have a D, you have a G, you have an F, you have, so there are so many chord shapes out there. But we are going to be looking at least three basic ones, pretty basic ones that we can use to start up something, and we'll see what we've got. So let's say you want to play a very simple song that has a G chord and a D chord. Let's also add a C chord to it. What do you need? How do you do this shape? Something you also need to check out is when you are trying to put your finger down these strings, sometimes they can hurt, like they can really be painful. So you need to go through that process and get your fingers very strong to it, and then you are good to go. So for a G chord, what do you need? What really makes up a G chord? There is something we call a major scale. Some call it a sofa notation, but we don't need that right now. You just need to know is that a G chord comes from a major scale, and that is the notes that comes from it. Everything comes from the major scale, but you don't need that for now. What are those notes that makes up a G chord? That is what someone will say, right? So like I told you, that all on this fretboard, this whole fretboard, everything here, every note here has a name. With that, it's going to make it very easy for us Sometimes it can also make it complicating, like a traffic jam, but just take things really slow and you'll get it. So when we come to the third fret, that is for a G chord. When we come to the third fret, frets are what you can see a line in between that divides the guitar fretboard. So when you come to it, you can see that, you can really see it, and then there are some dots that has been put on inside the inlayers of guitar just to help you. You have the one on the third fret, you have the one on the fifth fret, you have on the seventh fret, you have on the ninth fret. So all this, it just goes just to help you like get things really mastered super fast. So you have a G on the third fret of the low E. This is low E, and this is a G on the third fret. You can hear it, G, J, and then you need what? A B. And then when you come to the second fret, second of the A string, that is where you get what? The B string, I mean the B note. And with that B note, you need one more note, that is what? A D. And the same thing you have on the low E, you have on the high E. So it's easy for us just to come down and get what? A D. So with that, I just need to place my fingers on those notes, right? I mean, I have my index on the third fret, that is a G, and then I have my middle finger on the second fret, that is a B, and I have my pinky on the third fret of the high E, and that gives me what? G chord. Yeah, we have it. And then the similar things for C, similar things to all the chord shapes, but for C you really need just C, E, and G. And in this time we are going to repeat the same process that we just went through. So I have C, I have E, and I have another C here. It doesn't really matter, but just know have your C, E in it, and then a G or a C at times. It depends on how it appears as you move on the fretboard. So with that, we have a C. Yeah, we have it. And then for a D chord, what we need is we need an A, we need, what note is that? It's a D. And then which note is that? We need the same thing we had here, that is what? F, the second fret on the high E. So for a D chord, we need an F, we need a D, and then we need an A. So that is it. Without wasting much time, what can we do with this G, C, and D? What can we do with it? It's something that can really get confusing. That is where my capo comes in, because I don't want to make this complicating. You can see the sound of this. When I use a capo, it's going to still be the same. Looking at the chord shapes, it's going to be the same, but the name changes. Don't even worry about that, but it's still, we're playing it. Yeah, so when you have this right now, it's easy for me to come up and I'm just, let's say I'm just, it doesn't make any sense, right? But when I add chord shapes to it, which the ones that we just went through, that is the G, the C, and the D. Look at what we got. a C and a D, a G, a C and a D. Sometimes it's really hard to pack this all in 20 minutes, but I hope I'm really making sense for you guys out there who really wants to play guitar. So with this, you can see that it's easy for you to make a sound. That is a sound that has more meaning on guitar than just, you see. So we just C, G and D. Let's see what we can really do on a guitar. Let me think of a song. Okay, happy birthday. All of us, we know happy birthday to you, blah blah blah. You know, when you're wishing a loved one a happy birthday. Well, and you have a guitar with just G, C and D, you can really make that person's day. And that would be G, happy birthday to you. D, happy birthday to you. Back to G, happy birthday, dear. That is C now. Happy birthday G to D. Then the G. So you just saw that with just G, C and the D, I just played a happy birthday song. So there are so many that you need to learn. I know, I believe it doesn't come just in a second. There's so many, there is a lot to practice. Even what I just said right now, that you need practice to get it on your fingers. I didn't just learn these things in a day. And you might learn it in a day, but you need practice. That's how I have to say, consistent practice. So I believe that with this, you have been able to have a little bit of fundamental guide when it comes to starting off guitar as a beginner. Feel free to leave questions on the comments section. I will really attend to it, and then from there I will base off where I'm going to, what are things I need to include in my next video. And please share, subscribe to my channel, tell people about it. There are a whole lot of stuff coming by your way, and I'm really going to be working into it. I'm going to be doing a lot to get things in place. So the next time we are going to be looking at another 3 chord shapes. We can look at F, we can look at A, we can look at any chord. So just know that you can also search online just to see the names of the chords. So when if I say it here, it's not like something so new to you, but I'll be helping you on my regular YouTube videos on how you can practice and how you can play and how you can, really get them into your playing and into your memories. Feel free to search other songs that you can play with just G, C and D, and take this really easy, take this really slow. Things doesn't really come so easy, especially when it comes to guitar. You have to put a lot of effort in it, and I hope as you do so, you get to that dream, that goal that you set for yourself of being a guitarist. My time is up. See you next week with another tutorial on beginner's guide for guitar. Thank you so much. Party break.